Hello and welcome to this edition of Artist Spotlight. I'm Vicki Landon and I am here with Paul Columbus, who's the artist behind Son of the City, playing here in the Chambers.
Thanks for having me, Vicki.
Tell me, what started your career as a visual artist almost 10 years ago now?
Yep, yeah, right at about 10 years. It was kind of like a perfect storm, really. And I met my now wife, girlfriend at the time, Jennifer. And at the same time, my dad actually got sick, and she has a background in like art therapy and teaching art therapy and stuff, and I started to use art as a therapeutic device for that hardship. And then it just kind of started to steamroll. You know, I often kid that I was trying to just impress her and pretend to be an artist. Which maybe I was a little bit, and then you know, we started creating together, and the more we created, and then we started to take it out. I think one of the first things we ever did was the Artlando Festival that was put on, I think, by the Downtown Arts District. And then yeah, we took our art out in the world, had a little bit of success selling it, and that was kind of the match that lit the fire, if you will. And just kind of faced with my father's mortality, and kind of was a push and emphasis on my own life to kind of build something and do something greater than myself that would outlive me. So
that's fantastic. So I've read a little bit about the inspiration behind your work and your approaches for your work, and I know you like to use a wide variety of tools and of mediums, right? You are in markers and pens and acrylic and oil, and you're working with palette knives and brushes and fingers. And what's your favorite medium and tool right now?
I think the backbone of all the work is acrylic. Like, I definitely like acrylic and the flexibility with it. I've been into the palette knife a lot lately. I love just kind of the strokes and the motions and different things, and the feel of the palette knife. But use a lot of acrylic. Spray paint is something too, just kind of the mixture of all of them. But like you said, you know, we'll use anything, and like we kind of keep our art studio stocked with a multitude of supplies, and the process is kind of just having fun with it.
I know that you've said that Jenny's your muse and your inspiration, and that was when it was the two of you as a family. Your family has grown, right? You have Joe, and then just 3 days ago, you've now welcomed another son, Clive, into the family. So how does your inspiration change and evolve, and how does your family continue to be your inspiration and your muse for you as that continues to grow?
Well, I think like any man or provider, you know, there's definitely an extended push now to, you know, want to create more and be able to create more opportunities with my creativity. But also too, we're watching Joe. I mean, still relatively young, he's only 2.5, but watching him create now too, and that free-spirited and diving into that like together, and it's completely, it's re-inspiring, and it kind of, you can get lost in the shuffle of the art world, and you wear many hats. You know, as an artist, you're not just an artist. You're, you know, your CFO, you're your marketing director, you're your business agent. Sometimes you're in charge of shipping too. So, but at the root of it is the creative process, and like that's that childlike feeling that, you know, kind of the rest of the world fades away when you're on the canvas and it's just you and whatever you're working on, and you really, you know, there's no better way to experience that firsthand than watching a child create. So
yeah, CFO, business manager, artist, husband, dad. Where can people find you online if they want to find one of your many iterations and identities?
Well, my website is obviously a good vehicle with a lot of information, and that's paulcolumbusartwork.com. And I think I've got just unique of a name that if you plug it into Google there, it should pop up with like my social media, which is just my name, Paul Columbus.
Can we see some of the behind the scenes or works in process peeks in on that platform to some of the art that's in here today?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's always, this art has been shared throughout, and then different places that it goes, of course, as well, because you know, a lot of these paintings have been shown in various places all across Orlando, and I like to to keep people, because with my process too, a lot of the paintings will have multiple sittings, especially when using the spray paint and the tape to develop the layers and the complexity of some of them. So it's really fun to kind of see people's reaction, and like as they begin to take shape and form. And even sometimes people are like, oh, I can't believe you kept going, and stuff like that. So that it's neat to interact with the audience that way, for sure.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Vicki, for having me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to show here.
And thank you for joining us on Artist Spotlight.